Chidi Okeke didn't like noise. Not the kind from parties or Lagos traffic, those he could afford to escape, but the noise of his own mind. The silent screams of a heart that had loved too much and regretted it. The whispers of betrayal, loud in the dark. He stood by the tinted window of his Lekki Phase 1 penthouse, watching rain trace jagged lines on the glass. Somewhere on the 32nd floor behind him, Zinta was screaming again. "Chidi, I said I need 5 million for the Dubai trip. What is 5 million to you, huh? Abi, are you broke now?" She stood by the kitchen counter, red nails tapping her phone screen. Zinta, 28, caramel skin, bone-straight 30-inch wig, a waist so tiny you'd think she was sculpted, not born. Dressed in a white monogrammed Gucci robe that wasn't hers, and lashes that could sweep the floor. "I've given you 30 million in 2 months, Z," Chidi said, still staring out the window. "What's left of me if I keep pouring and you don't stop taking?" She scoffed. "Don't guilt-trip me. If you didn't want a woman like me, you should have gone to the village to marry Mary Amaka. Me, I told you from the start. I'm not a cheap babe." Chidi turned around slowly. "Zinta, when was the last time you asked me how I'm doing?" She laughed, loud, shrill. "You? The almighty Chidi Okeke? What's doing you that your billions can't fix?" Silence. He nodded once, and just like that, something in him switched off. "You can leave now," he said quietly. Zinta blinked. "Wait, what?" "I said leave. The car will drop you off. I'll send what's left of your things." "Are you mad?" she hissed. "After all I gave you." "All you gave me?" Chidi whispered. "You gave me bills, betrayal, and a headache." Her laughter returned, but now it cracked. "Good. Leave me for those cheap girls that won't even know how to hold your belt. You think you'll find love on your level? Wake up." She stormed out, wigs swinging behind her. The door slammed. Chidi sat, and for the first time in years, he cried. Seeking solace, Chidi moved into a serene estate in Abuja. There, he noticed Adaora, a 28-year-old schoolteacher whose grace and warmth stood out. She lived with her 20-year-old sister, Amaka, and their bond reminded Chidi of simpler times. Intrigued, Chidi began observing Adaora from afar, captivated by her dedication to teaching and her nurturing nature. He learned that she often spent her evenings tutoring underprivileged children, a testament to her selflessness. Determined to approach Adaora without the pretense of wealth, Chidi devised a plan. He befriended Musa, the estate's gateman, and convinced him to swap roles temporarily. Donning the uniform, Chidi took on the guise of a humble gateman, eager to experience life from a different perspective. Through this ruse, Chidi interacted with Adaora, who often greeted him with a warm smile and kind words. They engaged in light-hearted banter, discussing topics ranging from literature to life's challenges. As days turned into weeks, Chidi and Adaora's bond deepened. They shared stories, laughter, and moments of vulnerability. Chidi found solace in Adaora's presence, her genuine nature contrasting sharply with the superficiality he'd previously known. One evening, as they sat under the stars, Adaora confided, "Life hasn't been easy, but I find joy in the little things." Chidi, moved by her resilience, responded, "Your strength is inspiring. You've taught me more about life in these few weeks than I ever learned in boardrooms." The soft hum of evening crickets filled the air. Chidi leaned against the rail of his balcony, his white linen shirt billowing slightly in the breeze. Just then, his phone buzzed. Zinta. He stared at the screen, debating. Then he picked up. Hello? So you finally answer, Chidi, Zinta snapped. Her voice, once sweet, now felt like poison in his ear. I heard you're playing charity with some school teacher while I'm over here struggling. You're struggling? He asked, holding back a bitter chuckle. You sold the G-Wagon I gave you. You emptied the account I opened for your boutique. You haven't worked a day in your life. Because I was your woman, she yelled. You turned me into that. Now you're flaunting some low-budget village girl while I sit here forgotten? Zinta, we're done. You threw away what we had. You insulted me, cursed me, walked out when the money stopped. Don't call me again. There was a pause. Then Zinta, in a quiet voice, So that's it? Chidi didn't reply. You'll regret this. Click. He stood there, heart pounding. Adeora had brought him peace, but Zinta was chaos in high heels. He needed to let go, but something in him feared she wasn't finished yet. One rainy evening, Amaka, Adora's younger sister, came to Chidi's house, soaked to the bone. Her red umbrella flapped wildly in the wind, her pink chiffon gown clinging to her skin. I need to talk to you, she said, breathless, crying bitterly. It's Adeora, she's missing. Chidi jumped up. Missing? She isn't back from work yet, but she should have been home since 1 p.m. Today is Friday, and someone left this on our doorstep. It was a flash drive. Inside was a video. Zinta, sitting in a lavish hotel room. Tell your little village sweetheart that she doesn't deserve you, she said into the camera. This isn't a game. If I can't have you, no one can. I know where her sister is. Maybe next time she'll learn to stay in her place. Amaka collapsed into Chidi's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Chidi's chest tightened. Zinta had crossed a line. He couldn't protect Adeora from his past anymore, and now it had reached into her life like a storm tearing through a calm village. With the help of his private security team, Chidi tracked Zinta's call logs and located the hotel she had used. Then he contacted the police. That night, Zinta tried to escape the country quietly, but with the help of information and technology, she had no chance. She ran when she saw the police, like a scared prey running from a hunter. But the more she ran, the worse things got. In the end, they caught her. She was thrown into jail, facing the punishment for kidnapping. There, in a dimly lit basement suite, they found Adeora dazed, hungry, and tied to a chair. Chidi burst into the room first. Adeora, he shouted, ripping the ropes off. She looked up, blinking. You're really just a gateman? She whispered. No, he said softly. I'm not. Adeora stared. Who are you? She asked. I'm Chidi Ogechi, he said slowly. Civil engineer, graduate of Unilag. I came here to find something real. I came here for you. Adeora stared at him, lip trembling. Then she slapped him. You lied to me. I had to, he replied, tears in his eyes. You would never have seen me otherwise, but every word I said, every smile, every laugh it was real. She paused, and then, slowly, she embraced him, sobbing into his chest. A few weeks after Adeora's rescue, Chidi proposed to Adeora, and she said, yes. Chidi heard this and felt butterflies in his belly. It seemed like his head was about to explode. Then he hugged her very tightly. Adeora's wedding with Chidi was beautifully planned and came to life in the most spectacular way. The ceremony was grand, filled with vibrant colors, laughter, and heartfelt joy. The atmosphere brimmed with excitement as the couple, guests, and well-wishers radiated pure happiness. For Chidi, it was the day he had long prayed and dreamed about. "I finally feel complete," he whispered to himself, overwhelmed with gratitude. Adaora, on her part, was still in awe, unable to fully grasp the reality of marrying the man of her dreams. In her heart, she gave silent praises to God for answering her deepest prayers. As the couple danced, the crowd erupted in cheers. Even the single ladies joined in with such energy, secretly hoping that their joyful steps would draw their own soulmates closer. The entire event was filled with boundless merriment. Family and friends came forward to congratulate the newlyweds, offering warm embraces and heartfelt wishes. Among them was Adaora's sister, Amaka, who didn't miss a chance to playfully tease Adaora about the new chapter she was beginning. Guests showered the couple with gifts, and by the end of the day, everything had gone smoothly. It was a perfect celebration of love and new beginnings. A few months later, Adaora became pregnant with Chidi's child. Their love only grew stronger as they cherished every moment together, laughing, playing, and constantly reminding each other just how deeply they were loved and needed. Months passed, and Adaora finally gave birth to a handsome baby boy. This was another best moment of their lives, and from that time on, together they built a beautiful, lovely home, filling their home with even more joy and purpose. Still behind bars, Zinta's 6 years in prison had been nothing short of hell. She could hardly believe she was the one locked away, abandoned, forgotten. Once convinced she could have anything she wanted and live however she pleased, she never imagined that such a devastating end awaited her. Her downfall was complete, and all she had left was regret. Deep within her, anger and a thirst for revenge festered like a burning fire. But none of that mattered. She had been sentenced to 30 long years in prison.
Moral lessons for this story. True love is not found in riches, fake appearances, or flashy lifestyles, but in honesty, humility, and character. Zinta, though beautiful and rich, chose a life of pride, greed, and indecent dressing, exposing her body for attention. But beauty without values leads to emptiness and regret. Dressing indecently not only disrespects your body, it is a sin before God, and it drives away true love and respect. Adaora, on the other hand, dressed modestly, lived simply, and loved deeply. And in the end, she found what every woman truly desires: peace, respect, and a love that lasts. Let this story remind us, your worth is not in your clothes or your curves, but in your heart, your choices, and how you carry yourself before God and others. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel African Folktales by Ogechi for more interesting and educative stories. See you in the next one.